In this video, I'm going to give you 7 practical tips on how to start a roofing company. I want to help both people who is planning to start a company and maybe those who already started and just going through their first year in business. My name is Dmitry Lipinski. I started a roofing company in 2013 and I sold it in 2020. And today I make videos just like this to help others on this business journey. If you like this type of content and want to see more of it, comment below, give me a like, subscribe to the channel. My first advice is get into licensing. Even if you live in a state like Texas or Midwest, I know Atlanta and many other places around the country does not require official licensing. Still, look at organizations who will give you certificates and will give you authority to work in a state. There's plenty of organizations, even in Texas, like roofer organization. Like you want to have authority as a roofing contractor. There are a lot of chucks in the trucks, and when you're going to build your website, when you're going to build your sales presentations, you want to tell people how are you different. If you did not go to school, like many contractors did not go to school, there's roofing school, like, I teach in one, roofing-school.com. There are trainings for roofers, but we don't have a college or university. So when you go and get some certificates and you get something to put on your wall, you instantly earn authority to be in business. My second advice is, if you've never been in the roofing industry before, consider working for someone first. Of course, if you've been in sales or maybe you've been a roofer all your life, working for a company, it does not apply to you. But if you're coming from outside of the industry, think about apprentice program first. Work for another roofing company. Before I opened my first company, actually before a roofing business, I opened the flooring business. I worked for general contractor for 2 years and I learned a lot of things from him, what to do and what not to do. And later I got offer to sell my flooring business. And before I started my roofing business, I spent 1 year working for a company who taught me a lot of things that I'm teaching today and doing today. Things like accounting, people management. You will learn so much if you work for a bigger company first. And my advice is, don't work for smaller company, owner, operator company. Trying to find a market leader, someone who has at least 10 employees, hopefully bigger than that. You want to learn management. You want to learn operations and processes. There's nothing unethical about it. Lawyers, doctors, they all do that. You don't go immediately into your own practice. You work for other people, get the experience, and then you start on your own. Number 3, identify exact services you want to specialize in as a business model. I'm gonna make a separate video on all the roofing business models, but you already know there's a commercial space. Some people like to work with insurance companies. It's called insurance restoration. Some people like government work, completely different animal. I mean, commercial space alone is B2B, where residential, when you deal with the homeowners, is B2C. You deal with the homeowners. But even in residential, there's different business models. Some people specialize in repairs and smaller items, and some people only go for HOAs, like apartment complexes and churches. You have to identify exactly what you want to be known for and what fits your character, because if you don't like customer service, don't do retail. If you don't have thick skin to work with insurance adjusters, don't go into insurance restoration. They're all different business models and you can become very successful and very rich in each category, but you have to pick your niche very careful. My 4th tip is, do not come up with a sales goal for the first year. I know you want to have a business plan. I know you want to plan ahead, but the roofing business is very different from any other business I know. You don't know what market can bear. You don't know what you're going to get into, how many people you will be able to recruit, what weather conditions going to be. So for example, if you set up a goal for $1 million first year, and then you have massive storm and you hire 3 sales guys, you easily can do $4 million that year. Or let's say you set up a goal of $3 million for the first year, but then it's going to be very dry, not a lot of work, not a lot of storms. Maybe you struggle to hire 1 or 2 salespeople. You ended up being one-man show for entire year. You're only going to do $800,000. What's the point of that goal? I understand that we like to push ourselves and we like to set a target ahead. I like it too. But first year in business, my advice is, at least in the roofing business, is you go all in, you do the best you can, you hire as many people on your team as possible. You go and try to get the business that you're after. At the end of the year, you're going to sit down, look what you've done. Let's say you do $1.2 million million. I did $900,000 in the first year in business. Second year, I did 1.3. So second year, you're going to set a goal based on the first year. So when I saw that in 2013, I did 900,000, I kind of have a blueprint. I knew what I've done first year. I knew that I can replicate it and do a little bit better, be a little bit more profitable. Second year, I did 1.3. Third year, I did 2.5, then 3.9, and goes on. You will not know what you can do until you put all your effort in, and not to be discouraged, not to shoot too high. Don't set up a goal for the first year. My tip number 5 is do not subcontract work from other roofing companies. I gave this tip for years to all my buddies who have been in subcontracting business first and now go on their own and start their own companies. It's all mental, it's all in your head, and I promise you, if you close that door, you will be successful. But unless you want to build a business to serve other contractors, stop taking jobs from other contractors. Subcontracting business, it's not contracting business. Two different business models. I have seen so many people struggle for years, I'm talking about decades, never be able to scale their actually roofing business because they always treat it as a side gig. They're subcontractors and they're looking for jobs. They don't turn the jobs, and they will tell you, and on paper they are contractors because it's the same LLC, but they cannot advertise because their contractors will find out and gonna stop giving them jobs. Because when you work for another contractor, you cannot brand yourself well. Nobody is going to give you a job if they know that you're going to try to get their own jobs in that neighborhood. So for me, is burn the ships. Destroy that bridge. Treat other contractors like you treat your ex. Doesn't exist. You're not going back that road. You are a different breed now. You're in different business. I want you to develop this immigrant mentality. Think about like you change the country. When you go from subcontracting, taking jobs from another contractor on your own, you will see what it does to you mentally. You will be hungriest. Maybe you will go almost in a starving mode at one point, but you will figure it out. If you keep the door open and you keep coming back, the temptation and the problem there is you might be for years stuck between working for someone and working for yourself. Those two cannot be mixed. You have to have ownership mentality, give it all your best, go all in. Plan A is not going to happen if you have plan B, and plan B is working for another contractor. My tip number 6 is 3 words: branding, branding, branding. From the day one, the moment you establish that LLC, you want to be on top of people's mind. No one knows if you've been in business 1 day or 30 days. When people call you, they assume business. Stop apologizing that you're brand new. Don't try to come up with an excuse why you don't know something. Assume the sale, assume the brand. You are in business. When I call my flooring guy, painting guy, roofer, I want a good service. I don't care if they brand new or they've been doing it for 40 years. They call you, you pick up a phone, you go do the best of the job, ask for a review, go to the next. You want to be recommended by all your friends, by all your family, by previous customers. It's only possible when you take yourself seriously, when you brand yourself so well that anyone on Facebook or social media asks for, hey, do you know a roofer? All your inner circle, all people around you, yeah, I have that annoying guy who always talks about roofing, call him. That's called branding. Back in the day, 2013, 2014, 15, I started a YouTube channel. I went all on social media. I was getting tagged so many times by realtors, friends, family. Everybody knew that I was in roofing business on the first year. As a matter of fact, my business even back then looked like a franchise. Homeowners were asking me, is it a franchise or is it your company? Because I branded myself well. You want to look bigger than you are. You know why? Because you're only as big as you're big on the internet. So branding, branding, branding. It never stops. You always want to dominate online search and social media presence. And if you want my help to brand your business, I did put a little course together. I can help you with my advice and my marketing plan. What would I do today if I would be in the roofing business today? It's every single day, Monday through Friday. I'm teaching you everything you need to know about branding, how to make your phone ring. Marketing for me comes naturally love it. I love the branding and I want to help as many people as possible. And my last tip when you start a roofing business is hire fast and delegate. I know so many people wait years before they actually hire employees. You will not feel like you have a business until you have 1 or 2 employees. And so many people think they have a business, but in reality, they have a full-time job. If you don't have employees, if you're wearing every single hat in your business, you're just glorified employee of your own business. If you're the business, you don't have a business. You only have a business when you have system, you have people, and to delegate what you want to do, the service that you provide, the products that you provide. Hire a receptionist within the first 3 months. You should not be answering every single phone call that comes to the company. You should have a buffer, the gatekeeper, who will protect you and your time from noisy marketers, all the solicitors who will come to you to sell you stuff, because you're going to become immediate target to all the marketers in your place, all the vendors who will try to use you and abuse you and sell you something. And a lot of them you don't need, at least yet. You need a buffer. Then you also need someone on the field. You need someone to help you with sales. Obviously, with work on the field in the roofing business, I recommend hiring someone to do the repairs, to do maybe material returns. I know it sounds counterproductive. I know it sounds like, well, who's going to pay for them? Well, I would argue that it's much easier to make $12,000 between 3 people than to make $4,000 for 1 person. So when you start a business, you're owner operator at first. And I remember one of my friends told me, well, Dmitry, I don't need a receptionist. You paying her $3,000 and I'm saving $3,000 for myself. It's actually not true. We will make way more than $12,000 a month to pay all of us. Easy. I mean, in this business, if you know profit margins and you watch more of my videos about net and gross profit, I'll explain it. But to do $100,000 per month, which is $10,000, $12,000 profit, you don't need more than 3 people. You don't. But 3 people also can do $300,000 a month. 1 person easily can sell $300K a month, but he cannot do that if he has to answer phone calls and do the repairs. So you do the math. You can answer every single phone call. By the way, you're going to miss a lot and you're going to miss a lot of opportunities because of it. You will not be able to be everywhere. You are not going to be able to pick up all the materials and do all the returns and do all the warranty calls and check on your jobs. You need help. So my advice is hire fast and delegate. One regret I would have looking back is not hiring faster and sooner. And successful people, I'm talking to people who've passed $100 million in sales, will give you the same advice. Business is people. You are not the business. And if you're the business, you don't have the business. Comment below what you think about this video. Check out Roofing School. Check out my marketing program. If you have any questions for me, I read all of my comments. Comment below and I'll see you guys in the next video.